get through any type of trauma, and you can create any type of opportunities that you want. So yeah, it's very, very important for black family, and black family first. Yeah. Yes, brother. It's been blessed, man. It's been hype. It's been amazing. It's been ecstatic.
Well, children, even though individually they are different, but they got the same energy all over.
Greetings, family. As this is a short notice and a quick one, but we're gonna go quickly into forms of details as we've got a big show on tonight on Black Eyes TV ×2. It's the Trenchtown experience, but today we said we had to get this in because this is a joint adventure that me and my brother is going to be making. But before I even go in there, we have to go into the aspects of Manhood Academy official. So I'm going to ask my brother, as we are collaborating together and pushing the narrative to as much as where we can. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Brother, please introduce yourself.
Oh, blessings, Brother Terry. Yeah, my name's Kehinde Ogunlabi. I am an educator. I've done mentoring in schools, and I've worked across London for the last 25 years in pupil referral units, secondary schools, primary schools, alternative education, Saturday morning schools, extended school services. And I've also done a lot of work in the community, and also I've done a lot of work, about 10 years deep in Nigeria in a orphanage that helps between 250 to 500 students per year. I raise money a year for them to have a nice summer in every August the 1st to the 31st. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. So through this pandemic, what's been happening in the academy as we've been going through bits and pieces, up and down, left and right, and trying to deal with the youth of today, and especially when they're indoors. What is the kind of things that you've been up to throughout this pandemic?
Cool. So with the pandemic, we've been doing a lot of online sessions, just like a number of organizations plus schools and universities. And we've also been, making ourselves still relevant to the young people and their parents. When there was a time to actually do some classes, when the pandemic kind of like eased up and then it went back again, we had a bunch in Birmingham City where we actually done some classes and then it broke down. So yeah, so it's been online and some of it's been physical sessions, but yeah, most of it's been online.
Okay, so now as we've spoken a bit on the Manhood Academy, everyone's kind of clear. This is Manhood Academy and it's the rites of passage, and it's got 4 parts to it: water, wind, fire, and earth. And that kind of all that aspects of it. What Manhood Academy, if you go into the archives, you'll see a lot of us talking about it and going about it. What we're trying to do in raising our children from boys to men and making them king. So in the equivalent of making them kings, we're doing that jet set mission in the fact that we are flying out to another place. But before we even talk about that flying out, in your forms of experience in going abroad, give us a kind of a form of details of what you do when you go home.
Okay, so my parents are from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria too, and all my my 3 siblings are. And when I've been going back home to Nigeria, I first started on the project that I'm about to speak on in 2010. I was working at one school here in London, and a head teacher, an executive head teacher, asked me, "Oh, would you like to work in Nigeria?" I said, "Definitely." So the rest is history after that. So a brother called Yomi, big up Yomi, invited me to work in Nigeria, do voluntary work in Nigeria, not a problem. And I started doing it from then. So what I do with this organization called ICL in Nigeria is I help and assist, raise money, go and teach in Nigeria for the summer, 3 weeks in the summer, and bring over goods for them, raise money for them, and just help them out, try and give back to the country that birthed me.
Okay, so when you went to that country, how long did you go for, by the way?
Oh, Nigeria? Well, Nigeria,
Yeah.
anytime I'm going back to Nigeria in the summer, I go for 3 weeks in the summer.
Okay. So and as you've had that experience of the children in the UK, what is your experiences with the children back in Nigeria? Because their academia is really high in the fact that they take school, university, college very serious.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the difference is just the energy and the drive for education, because, like you said, education there is not free, and the free education that they have is not up to the standard that it is here. So when people talk about free education, it's not free. That's another conversation. But when people have state education here, that's what they pay for over there. So and especially if you're working with, obviously we know Nigeria is one of the richest countries in the world, but when you work, but obviously it's got its highs and its lows. So I'm working with those who are displaced, disadvantaged, and just left to fend for themselves because there isn't a welfare state there. So the children, they take their education very, very seriously because they know it's a passport out of the townships where there's a lot of deprivation. So they take it really, really seriously. The difference is that when I'm working here, it's a different type of attitude towards education, because here there's more opportunities without the need for education. In Nigeria, it's not the same thing.
Okay. So I want to talk about, the one thing I know about the educational system out there, and a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, there's a whole heap of poverty there," or they will say, "Oh yeah, there's a whole heap of wealth over there." But not in that forms of education. I want to talk about people that are if they don't pass that class, that they in their education they have to repeat.
Yeah.
And that's where sometimes you might get someone that that is let's say, for instance, 14 with a lot of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, like the American system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the thing about it, and that's why there's a heavy emphasis on people passing their exams, and that's why there's a more urgency to actually do well, and that's why there is the much more pressure and much more desire for education in Nigeria, because they know what is to play. If you don't get your exam, what are you going to do? Because there's rich and
Exactly.
poor. There's not really in between. Here, there's rich and poor, and yes, there's in between. Or in this Nigeria, you can get whole families living on the street. Whole families living on the street. Here,
Yeah. That's
to
the
the
point I was trying
to
to get.
yeah,
But
to
this is
this date, I've never seen a
uh
whole family living on the street. To this date, I've never seen
yeah,
family living on the street, and I've never seen children living on the street. I've
yeah.
seen maybe teenagers from 18 upwards, or young people from 20 upwards living on the street. I've seen single people living on the street, but I've
Mhm.
never seen a family in this country living on the street, and it's because
Yeah.
of the
But that's
welfare state. Mhm.
but this is where I'm trying to get into, because the I'm trying to show the pressures, and
Uh-huh.
because of the pressures that some of them go through, where over here they have something to fall back on, where back
Yes, that's
home,
right.
because of that pressures of the educational system, if they don't succeed, they're on the
Yeah,
streets.
yes, that's
And
right. Right.
and it can have a ripple effect where it affects the children, and some of the children, because of the pressure on them, they kind of let their children go. And then
Yeah,
this is where that in between, where you will find that a lot of children become homeless
yes,
because
that's right.
they can't afford to look after them, because when they were in the educational system, they could not cope.
Yes, right. Absolutely right. And the thing about it is, and these are, you're talking about children from people who are working, but obviously the wages that they have there is very different from the wages that they have here. You have a you have a situation here where
Mhm.
you can drop out of education, and there's number of things that you can get into, number of schemes that you can get into. You know,
Mhm.
they don't have teaching assistants in Nigeria. They have probably people in there who are similar to teaching assistants, but they're not. They don't do the actual same thing. They have one teacher and then the pupil. They don't have teacher assistants. They don't have SN assistants. They don't really have those type of things. I think in the schools that you have to pay for, the private schools, maybe they have them in there. But in the state
Mhm.
schools, it's just standard class and
So,
teacher,
so,
and
so would
the classes are bigger. The classes here are average 28, 29. There,
you,
there could be anything up to 40, 50 in
mhm.
a classroom.
Okay. So what I was trying to go through at the same time is having even an understanding that the children over here kind of have a better privilege.
Oh yeah, yeah,
In,
they're definitely more privileged when it comes to education.
when it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah,
education,
definitely.
but
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
but
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
yeah. So what I'm trying to say, but at the same time, in your own honesty, do you feel, because we're going through this pandemic, do you feel the system of the schools over here does us any justice?
Well, it's twofold, because when it comes to the situation with what they should be teaching us about ourselves, no, it doesn't do justice. You can't
Okay,
have
so
a
so so
you can't have a curriculum that then places all of the stuff that African people do in 1 month, and the 1 month is based in is placed in October, so it's not really 1 month; it's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks.
okay,
So no, it doesn't do us justice in that sense. But in the sense of when it comes to maths, English, science, geography, the basics. If you get your paper from here, it's recognized all over the world. These are the things that we have to understand. We've got to understand
So,
as a people.
But what I'm trying to get at now is understanding the educational system, whether it's good for us here or not. But understanding the same educational system that we have here is what they teach back home.
Yeah, and this is what we've got to understand. And this is what I was when I was on the NOI about 3 or 4 weeks back. And when people say they want to take their children back to Africa, that's all well and good. But the system, the education system, and what they're teaching here is no different from there. They're not going to be teaching them Black history in Africa. That's not really going to happen because everybody there is Black. So that's not what they're focusing on. They're focusing on English, maths, and science because they can get that and they can move somewhere. For them, Black history is not a priority. So we've got to understand what we're talking, what we're taking them back for. Are we taking them back for the landscape and the environment and to be around our people, or are we taking them back because we believe that when we take them back into those schools will teach them better Black history there than here? That's not going to happen. I've yet to see any school that I've seen personally witnessed myself in Nigeria or in different parts of Africa that I've been in that has the curriculum of Black history. So these are things we have to think about when we're talking about going back to Africa, and we have to get a reality check.
So in the best way I can put it is that it would be better in forms of, if you do send in there, for your child to learn more of a cultural and life skills education back home with that same system curriculum. So they're running parallel, so they're able to survive in that form of environment.
110%.
And because, like, for me, I was sent, but I was in the reverse. Even though I was from here, it was a thing of every holiday I went back home and schooled here. And then they reversed it back on me where I went to school back home and started to live here. So I was doing that back and fro thing. So both places were my home. So I kind of got the grasp of things on both sides. But when we talk about the facts of teaching our children the life skills and the cultural side of things, and understanding what Manhood Academy does, it will be perfect to able to unify the children that are in Nigeria with the children over here, so they can able to exchange cultural differences.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So in your understanding, what would you think would amalgamate both of them in that way, if we're talking on the terms of Manhood Academy?
Okay, well, the thing about it is just us actually seeing what we can offer them here, and also our counterparts seeing what they can offer us there culturally. Just the same way you were talking about you getting schooled or living over there and then coming over here, and then vice versa. To actually get a good insight to how things are in an African country, and especially an African country like Nigeria, African state, I should say, like Nigeria, and then having a knowledge of how it is in a European country like England is fantastic. We've got to understand that some people who are in Africa and who never live in Africa have a different mindset to how we see the European system and European people. These things we've got to understand. So when we see Africans doing certain things and we think that's crazy, that's because we live here. And we can go there, and some people haven't got the money to travel. There's some people that are in Africa that's never traveled out of Africa. or not even to another state. So these things we have to understand. So yeah, it's just the exchange of values and ideas. But I definitely think that the skills that people are learning here in the European, and there's lots of skills they can learn in Europe. These people, we've got to understand there's a whole heap of skills that they can use and take back to Africa. Whole heap of skills. So when people talk about, oh, Europe is this, Europe is that, we have to understand what we're talking about. If we've got an issue with the way we're being treated, that's definitely valid. If we've got an issue with the fact that racism affects us up until today, that's valid. If we're talking about the fact that reparations that still hasn't got paid, it's got paid to the original Americans, it's got paid to the Jews, it ain't got paid to us though. It's even got paid to the Germans who were displaced when it was cut in half, when it's split in half, Western East Germany. I can understand that, but we've got to understand there's still a lot of things that we can actually learn and take back to Africa. And one thing we've got to understand is a lot of the things that we see here in the West was taken from Africa anyway. So we've got to understand, we've got to think on a different level to when we are talking about what we're not learning here in the West, and understand where all of those things have come from in the first place. It's just been regurgitated and sent back to us, and it looks like people are doing it here in the West first. No, that's not the case. It's just the fact that we were doing it first, but we've never got credit for it.
Okay, so in looking at something, right? Hold on. In looking at the aspects of hold on. Yeah, looking at certain aspects of how we see things in like when we're in the country in the UK and we look at Africa, we want to go to Africa to learn the African way. But then in the reverse, right? When people are in Africa, they're looking at Europe and in the Europe way because they want to know what Europe's about. What are your experiences in those two factors?
Well, let's take the first one when you're talking about going to Africa. Okay, there's a lot of people who talk about going to Africa. Anytime I've been to Africa now, the continent of Africa, about, I think I've been about 13 or 14 times now. I've been about that. Is it 13 times? About that. And one of the number one things people ask me from here is, what's it like in Africa? And I said, first of all, Africa is a continent. So what part of Africa are you talking about? Yeah. So I've been to Nigeria, obviously the most, because I do summer camp there. And I say to them, because some of us here have a romanticized view of Africa, and think that we're still living in the world of kings and queens, where that's not actually the case. So what I say to them is, it's best you actually try and go and see there first. Go to an African country first and see first what it's like, and then you can make your judgment. With my brothers and sisters in Africa, especially in Nigeria, the number one thing they ask me is, "Can you take me to London?" That's the number one thing. Can you take me to England? That's the number one thing. And we've got to understand. And before, when I used to go there, I used to think to myself, why do people ask me? And then I have to understand, for me, it's different. For me, I can wake up in the morning and I've got things in my fridge. For me, I've got a job, or if I didn't have a job, I can get access to jobs. Jobs are very scarce in Nigeria. Good jobs that pay good money. Even when you have a job in Nigeria, it's not necessarily that it pays the way that you can actually live. So we've got to understand what we're dealing with now. Like I said, it's between rich and poor. There's not really any in between. So life can be very difficult for people who are 9 to 5ers. For example, if I was a 9 to 5er in Nigeria, it'd be very difficult for me. If I was a 9 to 5er, I'd have to be somebody who's up there, who's rich. So we've got to understand, like getting back to what I said about whole families living on the street. I have been places where the whole families living on the street, side by side. You don't see that in England. You don't see that in England. I haven't seen that in England. I think it's different European countries, Holland, Belgium, France. I haven't seen that myself. Not saying it's not there, but I haven't seen it myself, whole family. So we've got to understand that. So the number one thing that my brothers and sisters ask me when I'm back home is, can you get me to England? And I'll find my way. And one of the number one things my people ask from here is, what is life like in the continent of Africa? So I say to them, go, you can go for it. Because I think when people want to go to Africa, or when the people want to do something, they will. If you want to do something, you will find a way to do it. So I think it's also understanding that some people are scared. Some people are scared because they've heard all the horror stories. Doesn't matter what they see now, because obviously we're living in a global, international world where we can actually see things at the touch of a button. They're still scared, so they still get horror stories. And I say, there's bad places all over the world. Yeah, obviously
because you know the one thing is, like, I get a lot of people that once they've gone to Lagos, they think they've seen Nigeria. And they don't understand there is a high and a low, but there's nothing really something in between the situation. And as you were saying that you saw a whole family on the street, I've seen a whole family in one room. That was their kitchen, their dining room, their bathroom, their bedroom, their whole thing in one room. And it's a big, massive family, which you see quite a lot. But in understanding these situations, a lot of people will say, but Nigeria's wealthy. How can that be? And in your observation, how have you seen Nigeria soon as you get off that plane? Because that heat wave comes in.
It's lovely, beautiful. Love Nigeria. For all its faults, I love Nigeria. But Nigeria is wealthy. Like I said, Nigeria is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. It's got over 400 million, not 400 million, over 400 minerals. Over 400 minerals. Obviously, oil is one of the things that it exports, and it does very, very, very well. People have to understand that Bloomberg, billionaire Bloomberg, at the Bloomberg building a Bloomberg skyscraper I think it's in New York. Living in New York. His company made Nigeria its base in Africa. Yeah, made it its base in Africa to do business in Africa. You have to go to a place in Nigeria, do business. So Nigeria does very, very well on the business front. Very, very well indeed. But you see, one thing we have to understand is in order for money to reach the people, it's got to have a government that actually makes the money reach everybody. So if you've got a government that has for the people who are wealthy and not for the people who are poor, or the people that are disadvantaged, that's when the problem will arise. One thing, this is what I'm saying about people in England. We've got to understand. Here, the conservative like big business, they like hedge funds, they like taking care of their peers, their knights, their sirs, their lords. But me and you can still eat. Me and you can still eat, and we can still be in a situation. There's money in this country, but the money gets everywhere. yes, we've got an issue with certain things where there's areas that have less than others, but it's not on the scale of Nigeria. You just will not see the level of poverty in Nigeria, and all poverty is relative because obviously there's poverty here. But the poverty that I've seen in Nigeria is extreme. The places I've walked in Nigeria is like you would think Nigeria's in a war. You understand? Open sewers, broken down. Like you think you're actually in a war. I have not seen that level of poverty here in England.
Okay, so would you see that? Would you reckon it's the population that is so great that it's not easy to share that wealth amongst everybody, or is it because there is a class system in the fact of the poverty itself?
Well, that's the good thing that you mentioned the 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 number of people in there, because we've got to understand that when it comes to Nigeria, when it comes to Nigeria, yeah, and
Hmm.
even Lagos. Remember, Lagos used to be the capital, and now it's Abuja. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's Abuja. But Lagos has a population of 200 million. Yeah, it's got a
Yeah,
population of 200 million. Yeah, it
200.
speaks over 900 languages, I believe. So it's got
Yeah,
a population of
it's
200
got
million. Yeah,
500 something dialects.
yeah, okay, 500 dialects. Right, so this is the thing. So that's not easy. That's not easy at all. One thing we have to understand about the history of Nigeria is how Nigeria came about.
Hmm.
Yeah? The mercenary Frank Lungard,
Hmm.
Frank Lungard, and he was the first, I don't know, governor of Nigeria or whatever it is, yeah, a white man, and his wife, Mary Lungard, I believe, named Nigeria. We've got all this
Hmm.
history that to deal with. So
Hmm.
when Nigeria was colonized by the British, it was a it was a cash cow, and the
Yeah.
resources and the money was pumped out of Nigeria to
Hmm.
fund England. We've got to
Hmm.
understand the history of it, because when we talk about why Nigeria is in such a state, then we have to look back at why Nigeria is in such a state. Because a mercenary, can you believe a mercenary coming into England? A black mercenary coming to England, him and his girlfriend coming to England.
And that's
Come on,
why,
and
Kaylee, that's why I'll interject slightly, is the reason why when I'm talking about the educational system of applying
mhm,
the British system into and putting it into Nigeria, it's the same thing as the system, the British system, because the court system is still the same. All these other systems are
mhm,
still the same. So when you
mhm,
apply that to a cultural people, there's going to
mhm,
be flaws.
mhm, mhm,
So and let's get to the understanding of the educational and the children, because as you know, people, family out there, me and brother Kehinde we're going to Nigeria very soon, and we're going to be out there for a while in the fact of establishing what we need to establish over there, and hopefully we're able to finish and establish our stances on the Manhood Academy out there. um but on the other hand is the deprived children, and how was your experiences within them times that you was there for that summer schooling with them
well,
children?
yeah, I loved the time with children. I mean, they've got so much smiles, heart, energy, enthusiasm. So I love it. They love me coming over every year. I couldn't go over. I haven't been over there for the last 2 years. It's going to be the first time in 2 years going back there because of the with the COVID that hit. So yeah, I haven't been back there for a bit, but it was just amazing, amazing. They're very, very welcoming. Really want to know what life is like in London, like the London Posse tune. How is life in London? Yeah, and yeah, it's just amazing. Just amazing.
Because I know the number one sport out there is football. They'll even kick a can if they have to. So, in forms of what kind of criteria do you do? What kind of things do you do when you're over there in Nigeria with the children?
Well, I mentor, I teach,
Hmm.
I organize the camp. So we organize it with my counterpart yesterday over there.
Hmm.
I raise money for them
Hmm.
and send books and just help the camp run.
Oh, because like in the video, you mentioned quite a few people that are within the camp that helps you out, as well as the people out there. Just give us an overview of what these people do and who they are, so that we can give
Cool.
them a.
Okay, so yeah, big shout out. Yeah, so Sister Yetunde, who is the cat who works for ICL, which is the organization that helps run the camp. She is my Nigerian counterpart. She runs the camp out there. And me and her went together. Sister Banke is from here, an English teacher from here. And she helps raise money. She's raising money for them at the moment. And she does it there. We've got Bonnie, who is he also assists out there in the camp. We've got Mr. Aziz, who is the maths teacher out there. Serious Mr. Aziz. Serious Mr. Aziz. Brother Yomi, he's the main guy who brought me over to
Mhm.
Nigeria in the first place. Yeah.
Because I want to give show the people, because I want to make sure that we document from the time we leave to get to Nigeria, so that the people can actually get a natural feel that we are doing the actual ground group work on ground. So I'm trying to show people and give them the footage evidence, which will be coming very soon. So we're going to be making a pilot of our day-to-day values of what's going to be happening when we're out there, which we once in a while, if I get the opportunity, we were able to go live. So in forms of us going there, what are the kind of things are we expected to find and do, especially with the children, because the children are happy to see people from abroad. You know, they might call you, as they say in the language, omojebota. They might call you soft boy. But
I'm telling you.
what kind of things are we going to experience when we get out there? Because, you know, this pandemic, people are probably asking me, are you going to take the vaccine? And I say, boy, but I've got to take the test though. But what kind of
We've
things
got
are
to
going
take
to
it.
be?
Oh, well, we're going to be going over there. We're going to be getting footage over there. Obviously, I'll be raising money for them out there, and we're going to be talking with the children there, getting them to shout out the organization, getting them to shout out all the people who are sponsored,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's just going to be doing some great work out there.
Okay, so family, if you feel that you would like to donate, or you would like to give us any forms of pennies to help us to clothe these children and to help them in the school, and you know, do many different types of things, it is the link is in the description box down below. You know, so if you look in the description box, we're always needing donations to help us, because we can't always pull money out of our own pockets, as food flights are very expensive, and I'm paying it out of my own pocket. But it's the greater thing that I'll do anything for my people, whether they're in the UK, whether they're in America, whether they're in the Caribbean, or even in Africa or Nigeria itself. because it's about our people and elevating our people as much as we can. So in saying that, what other kind of things would you say in that we should be able to do? Because you said that, yeah, about establishing the Manhood Academy and completing it in Nigeria, and we had a little on that.
The thing about it is, we can definitely talk about that, and we'll probably be doing sessions like that over there. But that's going to be a long term thing. It's not
Yeah,
going to be something that's going to do anytime soon. So that's going to be a long term thing. So we can be talking about that. So there's definitely avenues where we can, it don't necessarily need to be in Nigeria, but obviously because I'm out there all the time, it makes sense. But that's a
yeah.
long term thing. Those things we can talk about.
And you know what? Actually give the children a traveling experience, because when you're doing exchange programs of the children coming over here and the children over here going over there, they're both getting the network of experiences on both sides. And not only that, as I said, even when I'm out there, I've got to meet a few kings, I've got to meet a few people and document some of the historical places so that we can give you an understanding and a clear view of what Nigeria is actually about, and seeing the sceneries for your own eyes. So, Black Eyes TV is going to get that exclusive fact of seeing what we're doing and what we're up to, because this is a station for the people, by the people. So, and in your scenario, as we're going into, we've got about, say, another 20 minutes left. We're talking about the kind of things that you're doing over here to taking over there. So what kind of other things are you doing? Because I remember before, you were picking up items of clothing at one stage, or anything that was needed for the children, like whether it's game board, things like that. Are we going to be doing that this year?
Yeah, anything that people, if we could take it over, obviously with our suitcase, we can take it over there. I always bring books and stuff. I'm already getting together books and pens that we can take over to give to them. So remember, the thing about it is, with the money that is raised and with the stationery, this is for them to actually go into new school. So it's something that we've got to make sure that they have for long term.
Okay. So, as in the Manhood Academy at the moment, what is next for the Manhood Academy, or what are we planning for the next range? As we still are dealing with the Birmingham, and you haven't even spoken about the Birmingham part yet. What's been happening about that, and your experience?
Okay, my experience of Birmingham. Okay, so love Birmingham, shout out Birmingham, love Birmingham. So with the Manhood Academy, we're just waiting for. I'm glad that there's now a roadmap to get back to normal, and we will get back to normal. I don't believe that we won't get back to normal. I do believe we're going to get back to a normality. It won't be the same as it was before. But I was out yesterday in Lordship Park, Lordship Main Park, and you wouldn't think, if you was an alien from another planet, you wouldn't think there's a pandemic. So, getting back to normal, I think we need to have faith with that. Yeah, so shout out to Birmingham. Once we get the all go ahead from the Legacy Centre, shout out to Cypher and the crew. We will be back in Birmingham later on this year, probably after Easter. So yeah, the Manhood Academy continues to go from strength to strength.
In Birmingham. No, give the people your experiences in Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Okay, yeah, definitely the Birmingham came out. Birmingham came out in all its glory. Love Birmingham. They got a beautiful, brilliant, big, massive African and Caribbean people in there, and they support the cause. They support the cause, and we really, really admire the way they support the cause, whether it's Manhood Academy, whether it's Black Pound Day, whether it's Family First, shout out to Respect. and Black Eyes TV, they support the cause out there. So love Birmingham.
Okay.
Love Birmingham massive.
Okay, just want to put a quick plug to an advert for the family. Later on today, 9 o'clock, we are interviewing a whole heap of artists. As we're doing the same thing as we're talking about in Nigeria, we're going to have it's like a plane going straight across. At 9 o'clock, we're going to be interviewing people in Trench Town, Jamaica. You know,
Nice.
And I'm going to quickly play a little quick advert, but we're doing 9 o'clock today, which is 9 o'clock. This is the flyer. If family can see, hold on.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, hold on 1 second. If the family can see, you know, this is with CC and a few other UK presenters. That we're going to be interviewing quite a few celebrities who will be coming online, and they're going to be having a big, massive dialogue because we've got a big fundraising show tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So at this moment, we're going to be at 9 o'clock. Please come and join us at 9 and come and enjoy the facts of our interviews, because we're raising things and trying to build up a museum in Trench Town. So let me just quickly play an advert for you.
Greetings. I'm Mark Golding, Member of Parliament for South St. Andrew, and I'm very pleased and happy to endorse the Trench Town Experience, a virtual show that will be streaming live from the Culture Yard on 1st Street in Trench Town on Sunday the 28th of February this year from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is a production of the Trench Town Development Association in association with the newly formed Trench Town Community Trust. And believe you me, it's going to be a marvelous occasion. We have some fantastic artists, the Marley Brothers, Sean Paul, Coffee, some vintage artists, Ken Vu, Horace Andy, Errol Donkey, Fred Locks, the Great Slam Robbie and the Taxi Band, and many, many more fantastic artists. And the hosts with the Blacker Ellis and IT and Fancy Cat. Many of these artists and hosts have a strong connection or originated in Trench Town. So be there and check it out. It's going to be a boom show. One love.
This is madness.
This is Niles, Asherman, L Stones, also known as Uncle Niles. In the village, Medadani, where time changes. Yeah, with Terry from Black Ice. Yeah, and we're bigging up Black Ice TV. Keep on doing the works, man. Spread the message and
Everybody's got something to prove.
frequency.
Getting worried,
Black Ice.
What's the forecast for this one? It's cold, oh Lord. Catch the force from a big gun.
Yes, family. So tonight, this is the show for tonight at 9 o'clock, 4 p.m. Eastern time in the American and Caribbean. So please log in at 9 o'clock tonight. Let's have some beautiful fun while we're interviewing some of the greats, as you can see on the billboard. Brother Kehinde, back to you once again. So what is so in forms of the Manhood Academy, what is happening with the brothers, and what is new and what is planning? Because, you know, we're always looking for something to plan, something to do, and help the community to upraise the boys in its format.
Cool. So with the Manhood Academy, like I said, Birmingham, when Birmingham comes back, and then we should be going back to West London as well. So those are the two things that are on the horizon. And and of course, with their parents as well, because we do the parent session as well alongside the academy.
I want you to quickly describe about the parent side of things, because you know, we know that, okay, we've got the Manhood and the Womanhood Academy, and we're uplifting the children, but what are we doing for the parents?
Okay, so with the parents, shout out to the parents of Manhood Academy, the teenagers and the children and the juniors. With the parents of the Parent Academy, there are sessions that run side by side with the boys. So the boys are in one room, the parents are in another, and basically the topics are near enough the same. So when the parents and children go back into the home, they've got something that connects them that they can talk about. So we had some really good discussions, really amazing, brilliant discussions, and people, the parents really wait right to it. We've had it in Birmingham, we've had it in West London, we've had it in North London. Yeah, man, it's excellent.
Okay. So if there was something, as I was saying, something great that you would like to tell the people?
Oh, well, just keep supporting Black Eyes TV, keep supporting Manhood Academy Official, because there's only one. There's only one. Manhood Academy Official, and yeah, that's up.
Okay, so family, as we're coming very close to the end, Tuesday we have what we call Tuesday is what we call True Talk with Brother Rich, and I'm gonna play a little video for you so you get to understand the kind of things that they do. So hold on, if I get it right. So let me go into that.
Even in 2021, knowing something like all toilet tissues and toiletries in colleges and HBCUs.
Out there making things happen as opposed to a specific organization, because most of the organizations that I see, they're kind of playing it safe.
And qualities in leadership, for me personally, has to come from people who are not emotionally led.
Start the repairing process, because we are troublemakers. Yeah.
The system and then go to work for them, because the kids is looking at you like, wait a minute, I'm ready to move, but you want to work.
This is the grammar, the input, the knowledge, and we uncover.
We need to get back to our natural state, which is black family first. You understand?
Black family, then I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the True Talk. We do that every Tuesday. check it out with Brother Rich, where he has a panel, and it's a free talk for everyone to talk their mind and their mindset as we're going through different scenarios and different pandemics from different countries. But it's a voice for you to come on the panel and promote yourself or talk about yourself in what you think society is about, or what do you feel that needs to be changed. Next week, as well, we're going to be having question time from the NOI, and we're going to be talking about politics. So, and we're going to be having people like Lee Jasper and the ITT Initiative Party, Charles Gordon, and many others. So we're going to be talking on the political side of things next week, Sunday, as well as there's going to be others from the Sister Circle. They're going to be having their stuff. And who else? There is other things going to be happening. But so just watch out into the archives, check out and look out for what's going on and what's happening on Black Eyes TV 7. So, Brother Kehinde, you know, back again one more time as we're coming close to an end. But, you know, if there was something important that you would like to ask, because we're talking about this donation and helping you and helping, I must say, helping all of us to for the people back home, what do they need to do?
Okay, so if you want to donate, you can just go on to GoFundMe, Nigerian Orphanage. Oh, there's something there that you can subscribe to.
In the description box.
there you go. You go to this.
Okay. And all the social medias and love handles and whatsoever you want to call it.
You could just get me on Instagram. My name, Kehinde Ogunlabi. Facebook, Kehinde Ogunlabi. I'm not running from anybody. I don't need to have no alias or no name running away from the government. I'm here, transparent, clean, above board, fighting for my people, fighting for the people. So fighting for the righteous people. So whoever the people are and they're righteous, that's who I'm actually fighting for.
Okay. So family, as I said, 9 o'clock tonight is going to be a big night. We're going to be having big interviews with some big artists. And you know, I've got my sister CC there. I've got my guy that's just released his new song called King. If you look to the social medias or go to Black Eyes TV ×2, you will see it. The song called King. And you can go to please subscribe to Black Eyes TV ×2, where we do meeting talking with the creatives, and we spoke yesterday with a beautiful lady who's a DJ, and she was teaching about her craft and her creativity amongst the DJ business. So we went in yesterday. So if you want to see that, please go to Black Eyes TV ×2. But I'm gonna play a quick advert for the family once again. In the fact of one of our fellow friends from Jamaica and Marcus Garvey's son that passed away. We're going to quickly play the advert. Let me see if I can get it up for the family so they can have a quick butchers and see what it's all about.
I'm Dr. Julius Garvey, board-certified cardiothoracic and vascular surgeon, practicing in New York and Jamaica, West Indies. I am previously the Chief Medical Officer of Cannabis Science and currently CEO of Essentials Limited. I believe in holistic healthcare and been practicing this because of the nature of the mind-body complex, which the mind is superior to the body, and and directs the body in terms of both health, energy, and the balancing of the different systems in the body. And of course, the body and the mind have to be balanced also with the environment. So we use a lot of plant medicines, and we understand the science of the mind, and we help our patients to understand their own minds. So between the mind and the natural environment, we treat the patients holistically. I'm very pleased to be the CEO of Essential Limited.
Greetings, my name is Anthony J. Hall. I'm a board-certified neurological surgeon in the USA and Jamaica. I've also practiced cannabis-based medicine for about 6 years. I've had the fortune of using medical cannabis and other terpenes, flavonoids, and lipids for treating various ailments and illnesses. I'm a member of a very holistic group called Pure Jamaica Medical. Our group is located in Kingston, Jamaica. We have 4 specialties. Our mix allows us to integrate typical medications, dietary measures, surgical interventions, nutritional supplements, herbals, and medical cannabis for our ailments and treatments. We are also able to do some telehealth through tech media such as Zoom and freeconferencecall.com. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aubrey Jacob Oliver. I'm a holistic practitioner specializing in functional medicine. I also want to differentiate between holistic medicine and allopathic medicine. Allopathic medicine deals with pharmaceutical therapy, and a lot of time it's based on the symptom of the patient. As a holistic practitioner, we try to find the root of the problem and try to heal the whole body of the patient. That is why it's called holism. We deal with the mind, body, and soul, and once that is balanced, then the body can heal itself. The body is what does the healing, not the medicine. We use supplement. We also use phytonutrients, which deals with plants, and also, and mainly, energy medicine, which is called bioenergetics. The body is energy. And whenever there's a disorder or a disease that's going on in the body, it's usually a lack of energy to certain parts of the body, whether it's lymphatic or neurological, or even what we call endocrine system. So the body also has a what you call a cannabinoid system. And so this is where even cannabis comes in to also help heal the body. But all of these are what we use to aid the body in healing itself. And that is what holism is all about. And that is what a holistic practitioner focuses on, healing the body. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dexter Andrews, and I'm the CFO of Essential Limited. I've worked in finance for over 15 years on everything from small startups to government level infrastructure projects. Jamaica has a growing pedigree second to none when it comes to the cultivation of cannabis. The plant has flourished there for over 100 years and continues to do so. The global cannabis market will be worth $400 billion by 2025. And as global legislations change, we know these numbers can only rise. So it's a very exciting time to be in cannabis, and we are very excited about the future of our company.
Yes. Back again, once again, before we head out. Brother Kehinde, is there any last words you would like to give to the general public before we head out?
Well, big up yourselves, general public. Keep supporting Black Eyes TV. Keep supporting Manhood Academy. Keep supporting organizations that's continue. Manhood Academy official. So I have to put on the official. You know the reason why I have to put on the official? Terry.
I'm not gonna.
Should I tell you the reason? No, I need to tell you the reason. Right, because you see, they have back in the day, they said do the Pepsi challenge or do the Coke challenge. So they had one Pepsi or so-called Pepsi in one cup, and they had another one in another cup, cup A and cup B. So cup A was the one which was dishwater, and cup B was the one that tasted of Pepsi with the Pepsi. Yeah. Obviously, when they taste the dishwater, they have to spit it out because it tastes like dishwater in it. And the B, they just drank it all down. And that's why I have to say about the official, because it's the official in it. Because we don't want to get into a situation where we are thinking about something which is not the original, and it's not. There's an official. That's why you have to put official on it. So it's Manhood Academy official. So support Manhood Academy official and organizations to help the community, to help the people, to help the family, and Black family first, 110%, all day, every day.
Okay, so people, if you have the opportunity and you have your sons and daughters, please go to manhoodacademyofficial.com and you will be able to see. Let me just see if I have a little bit of the. As you can see right at the bottom, it's got manhoodacademyofficial.com scrolling across. So please go to the website, check it out. You know, if you want to register, because you never know what's going to happen next. As Manhood Academy is starting to go global and it's spreading its wings as we're reaching Nigeria, and the next destination will be Trenchtown, Jamaica. So make sure you log in approximately, I'll say 52 minutes, and we're going to be going live once again. So, Brother Kehinde, thank you for coming to Black Eyes TV once again. We will be having more discussions and more conversations on what's happening with Manhood Academy, as this platform is open to the Academy as much as possible. So please go to manhoodacademyofficial.com once again, and we're going to, give you as much info and what is going on.
A strong, stable Black family. You could do anything. You could do anything. You could get through any type of trauma, and you could create any type of opportunities that you want. So yeah, it's very, very important for Black family, and Black family first. Yeah. Yes, brother. It's been blessed, man. It's been hype. It's been amazing. It's been ecstatic.
Children, even though individually they are different, but they got the same energy all over.